On a deal for Tom Brady or Carson Wentz? Which one?
Real funny. I'm starting with you here, though. Stephen A., should that bad man take one for the team and take a little less money here?
He should do whatever the hell he wants to do. He's Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man.
We know.
And everybody knows that. Here's the reality of the situation. I'm just going to sit up there and I'm going to go Max Kellerman on you. I'm going to bring up the 94-48 record as a starter in his career. I'm going to bring up 8 consecutive postseason appearances. I'm going to bring up a Super Bowl title and a Super Bowl MVP. I'm going to bring up how they almost went back to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago in Seattle. I'm going to bring up the fact that the Green Bay Packers, as an organization, has done close to nothing to help this man. Religiously, their defense is suspect. Offensively, they've been devoid of a running game for most of those years. They literally have taken this man for granted. They have sat up there, they have thrown him out there, and they've said, so long as we got Aaron Rodgers, all is right with the world. There is a dereliction of duty that they have exercised. They have not done enough to appreciate this man. They have not done enough to support this man. They have left him hanging, and he has carried this franchise on his back. And then to add insult to injury, the blasphemy that they committed when they sat up there, and how the hell do you have Aaron Rodgers and you get rid of a quarterback coach and don't even tell him? How does Aaron Rodgers be an individual that is the star that he is and once walked into Ted Thompson's office, Max Kellerman, and basically said, hey, according to what I was told, walked into their office and said, you know what, we could use some help. You know what, we could use some help. We don't have much of a running game right now. Eddie Lacy goes down. We could use some help, and was told to get the hell out of their office. He has been treated like a fair-weather stepchild. He is not appreciated. They do not recognize nor appreciate the greatness of this man. I feel so adamant about this, so strongly about this. I have been on a record, and I mean it from the bottom of my soul. I don't give a damn if it's the next 2 first-round picks or 3 first-round picks. If you're the New York Jets, if you're the Cleveland Browns, and anybody in between outside of New England, Pittsburgh, and New Orleans. And by the way, I'd consider it for Pittsburgh, to be quite honest with you. Let me tell you something right now. You got an opportunity to get Aaron Rodgers. You give up the house for that man. So if I feel that way about another team, imagine what I think Green Bay should be doing. You give this man what the hell he wants. I don't give a damn if Aaron Rodgers came out and said, I want a pedicure every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want a personal masseuse every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Get my breakfast, get my lunch, get my dinner. I want chauffeur service. I want a private jet. I don't give a damn what he wants. Give it to him, because he's only 34 and he is a bad man. Give him what he wants, period.
Aaron Rodgers could never go to a place like the Browns or the Jets because he only belongs in a heritage franchise like the Packers, by the way, which I really think are America's team, really. By the way, you know how fast Bill Belichick would trade Tom Brady for Aaron Rodgers?
Oh,
Tom Brady and what
yes.
else? And by the way, because it's not close. And by the way, and Rodgers is 6 years younger. Do you know how fast the Steelers? Could you imagine what Aaron Rodgers would do with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown? They would never lose.
It would be fair. It would almost be tantamount to LeBron joining these Warriors.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's absurd. You can't do it. Look. Here's the argument for why Aaron Rodgers should take less money, and I'm not making this argument. I'm going to refute it. The argument is, look what Tom Brady does. Tom Brady takes less money, although you should know that whenever someone renegotiates their deal, they're getting more guaranteed dollars, not fewer. But apparently, if you delve into the details, you'll find that the point about Brady is he's not optimizing the number of dollars he can make. He's taking less than that in order for them to put a better team around him. Several points there. Number one, Tom Brady's GM is Bill Belichick, not just his coach, his GM. You think Bill Belichick knows how to spend that money? Better than anyone who ever lived. He's the best who ever did it, coach and GM. Yeah, he knows how to spend that money. So when Tom Brady does that, he knows he's actually helping himself. The reason Molly and others think that Tom Brady is even worthy of being mentioned in the same class as Aaron Rodgers, not in terms of his accomplishments, far more I understand, But as Stephen A., you would say, as a talent, I'm just isolating quarterback value. It's not close. Aaron Rodgers is twice the player Tom Brady is. But people believe that's not the case precisely because Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl every year. Why? Because Belichick takes those savings, partly, that's one of the reasons, and he knows how to redirect the resources to put a great team around Tom Brady. If Bill Belichick had Aaron Rodgers, they would win the Super Bowl every year. It's absurd. So Tom Brady is smart to do what he did, not to mention his wife is worth more than he is. So yes, if you are married to a very wealthy person and you have the greatest GM and coach of all time, and by the way, you're 40 years old, yeah, it's in your best interest to take a little less money so you can have a Super Bowl caliber team around you. Is that the Packers? That's the Green Bay Packers? No. Stephen A., you pointed it out, and everyone knows it. They don't have a defense up to snuff. They haven't had a running game the entire time, basically, except for a year of Eddie Lacy that looked promising, right? I mean, they have not put the team around him. The reason the Packers are among the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl every year is because they have Aaron Rodgers. He is so much better than everyone, really who ever played the game, that any team you put him on, anyone, becomes among the favorites to get to the Super Bowl. So should he take less money? Not for a team who wouldn't know what to do with the savings anyway. Go get your money, Aaron.
Listen, the bottom line is that it's very difficult to make the argument that he should take less money from an organization that hasn't done all it could to surround him with the pieces that he needs in order to excel and validate a greatness that really doesn't need validation. The reality is that Aaron Rodgers has been carrying this franchise on its back. We respect Mike McCarthy, but that's because he's the head coach of a team that's gone to the postseason 8 consecutive years. So, again, you have to give him some credit, but nobody's confusing him with being one of the great coaches in the National Football League. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just going by what the NFL aficionados tell us. We look at Ted Thompson and these guys. What have they done? And these are the kind of questions that you have about the hierarchy that exists within the Green Bay Packers franchise, whomever they may be, because I don't pay attention to who all of these guys are. But the reality of the situation is that whoever they are, whoever is the brain trust of the Green Bay Packers, all you have to show for what you've done over the last 8 or 9 years is that you have Aaron Rodgers. Nothing else. Yeah. There's no great moves that have been made. There's no heist that they have pulled off. There's no big-time draft picks that they've captured that you say, wow, this organization is really something special. They have dropped the ball. And when you consider the manner of treatment, if you fire the quarterback coach for Aaron Rodgers and you don't even tell him, and you don't even tell him
about taking less money.
It's just disgraceful, please. He shouldn't give them any kind of breaks until they prove that they are competent at their damn jobs. Period.
Also, you have to ask yourself, what's your responsibility in the labor union, in the players union? Aaron Rodgers is the best player in football by quite a margin, actually. So is it incumbent upon him to take less or to seek the highest dollar? As I said, if he had a great GM and it would mean he's on a Super Bowl team, maybe. But even then, consider that there is an artificial salary cap put on the league. These owners who are great capitalists who always want freer and freer economies where they're less restrained. They want a laissez-faire marketplace, right? Until it comes to their own business. Then they want to control labor costs artificially. So they've already capped what the players can make. Those revenues that would otherwise go to players are redirected, again, artificially into the owners' pockets. So you mean to tell me then, under those circumstances, that's not enough. In addition to that, the best player they have, the number one guy who should be setting and resetting the market, should willingly take even less than his artificially deflated number for the team?
Listen, bottom line is this. Mark Murphy, Ted Thompson, is really in an advisory role. Who the hell knows who it is? I mean, if you look at the Green Bay Packers, their administration, their football operations, there's about 20 different names. So who the hell knows who's doing what, for crying out loud? In the end, collectively, as an organization, whether it's Mark Murphy, whether it's Ted Thompson, and everybody in between, there has been a flagrant lack of appreciation for who I consider to be, from a talent perspective, the greatest quarterback I have ever seen. It is disgraceful that they have treated him this way. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I want to leave, not just get more money. I want to leave because they don't appreciate him.
Max, serious question for you. Bigger man crush on Aaron Rodgers or LeBron? I can't tell.
I don't have a crush on either, but I suppose to answer your question, it would be Aaron Rodgers is a greater football. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is the best I've ever seen. LeBron is not the best I've ever seen.
All right. Rodgers became...
I got a crush. I got a crush on Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
I mean, he is a bad man.
I know.
The greatest.
No one's thrown more touchdowns than him except for Drew Brees since he entered the league.
My man crushes on Mariano Rivera.
And more, no one has a better TD interception ratio. Thank you, gentlemen, for clarifying that. It got heated during Chris Paul.